Japs. How are you?
I'm good, Sis and how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. We were supposed to go live yesterday, but unfortunately, I lost my network connection. We had a heavy storms this side. So yeah, this is the situation when we have these kind of storms. We just lose network. So, Japs, we said we are going to proceed where we left
Yeah.
off with our conversation yesterday.
Yeah.
So, can you please greet our masterminds? Good morning, masterminds. I didn't greet you. I hope you are all good. Those who are joining, welcome. Uh, we are proceeding with our conversation from yesterday, and then Japs is going to take us into the conversation.
All right. Thanks, Sis I think we recorded and we took a stance yesterday
Mhm. Mhm.
on Brand Mahot. And
Mm,
we're saying, suspect that if we are to accept what the commission is saying and what the public is saying about Brown, we're in a
mm,
serious problem because now that would mean that there was never a valid reason for Madanga Commission to be started. That will
mm,
mean that there is never a capturing that is taking place. Because people
mm,
need to understand, suspect what was happening in the background. Um, there is a clip that I want to play, but I'm not sure if we will be able to hear it basically, but I will try to play that.
okay,
But
okay.
what comes from that suspect? It's the matter of saying we had General Mkwanazi. General Mkwanazi um had his consent that remember last in January this year there
Mm,
were newspaper headlines saying Mkwanazi is going to be arrested for defeating the ends of justice
mm,
in
mm,
in a matter that involved a correctional officer.
mm,
Now, for the first time, now Mkwanazi gets a text from Brown. Let's just play this thing so that people will find this in context.
mm,
Let's just see.
okay.
Can can you
Mr.
hear?
Brown,
Can you guys hear?
Not, not.
And he's
Can
saying,
you play? Yes.
I can tell you the message because I have it with me. It's a WhatsApp that came to me. I didn't even ask for it. Maybe let me, perhaps it might make life much easier for you. His name is Brown Mohosi, and I'm going to take it right there. The first message came on the 30th of September 2024, and it was sent at in the afternoon at 16:14 in the afternoon. And it reads as follows: My General, Bran Mohozi from Northwest. That's the first intro. I don't know the person, I don't have his number on my phone. An internal attempt to discredit you through defeating the end the case. Yeah, that's what he said. It's the second message that came 3 minutes later, 16:17. An internal attempt to discredit you through a defeating the end case. It ended there. I did not respond until the following day when I saw the message on the 1st of October. I responded. My response was that morning, sir, what are you talking about? What defeating case are you referring to? And who is behind that? That's the question I asked him. And that was about 7:44 in the morning, the following day, which was the 1st of October. On the same morning, in the same minute, he responded by writing a word thanks, I assume, but without this THNX. Thanks. And from there, same time, he sends me a KZN for factual report. A factual report, which is a report that, assuming, was drafted by the commander that was on the crime scene on the eve of that attempt arrest of that prison official. And this was directed to the provincial commission, which I never received. this factual report was directed to the provincial commissioner, and this very same factual report is not signed at the bottom. Although it's got the name of the member that was in charge, but so it is a report directed to me. It should have been signed, and it's dated on the 9th of January 2024. That was a day after the incident. So, which means the member who was in charge was communicating to me that as per the engagement the previous night, this is what he has done. So, this was a factual report.
Now, suspect,
Mm,
because we're helping people to join the dots. No?
mm-hmm,
Now, people, real masterminds, you've listened to us and you've heard. We are hearing you. You're bashing us. You're calling us all the names. We're hearing you, but we needed you guys to get context. Why it's
mm,
important that Brown Mkhodzi's evidence in the commission needs to be really taken seriously, because what has happened now, we feel like something is wrong. Maybe I missed this, but did you hear about? Did they ask Brown Mokgotse about this chat that
about what?
yes,
Mm,
about the this defeating the ends of justice case on KZN? Because remember, this is 2024 September, suspect.
mm, mm,
General
mm,
Connors is facing an arrest and a negative publicity in the media. He doesn't know what's happening. But here's this
mm,
person that comes with real-time accurate information. He
mm-hmm,
even sends him proof of document. Now the Madlanga Commission, they they are this thing. You see, there's Levi Messiah is here now again.
mm.
Uh, um, but it's fine. We will help
We don't
you.
let you blaming Messiah. I just
Yes.
want to tell you, you can bash us. You are in the forefront of bashing us, but that's not going to redirect what we are doing. We are here for the truth. We are not here to nurse your feelings. Whatever your opinions, that remains opinions. We are here to tell it all. And if we are going to expose everything, it must actually be everything from everyone. And you insulting us and swearing at us and bashing at us, you are just wasting your precious oxygen. We are going to proceed because your opinion is exactly what it is about us. It's just opinion. It's going to end there, here on social media, because you are one of the people who will not lift a finger to do anything about what is in this country.
All right.
So,
Thank you, Suspect.
yeah.
Yes, thank you, Suspect. Yeah. So now, Suspect, all then we're saying now you see that now Mkonazi, we even saw we had his frustration during the police day event in Durban. He even said, because we've dealt with this thing, he even went back because he was emotionally taken aback. He said, I stayed home for over a year being paid.
Mm,
And
mm,
I was because I fought against the politicians. Now, if then now the politicians are back on it again, if they want a fight, we're gonna meet them. You understand?
mhm,
We will meet
mhm,
them on the street. This is some corners now. He's frustrated. Now, later on, then comes through. Now, people must understand that at the time, Mkwazi may have heard that there are people that are plotting things against him, but he didn't know.
mm.
But
He
now, when
didn't know. He was
yes,
made aware by Brown Kgotsi that General Mkonazi, did you know that they are plotting against you? And to confirm that statement, he sent him the factual report about the
yes,
conspiracy against General Mkonazi.
yes. So now, what people are missing that the person whom the factual report that is meant to be the one that has signed it, he has not yet signed. So it means that that factual report, it comes from somewhere else. This report is cooked somewhere else. And now Brown
Mm,
is sending this information to General Courts and saying this. And then he even sends him the OB entries, the picture of the OB entries.
Yes. Yes.
Now, real masterminds, we are saying that I miss the Madanga Commission about Brown.
And at the time, General Mkonazi, when he did the 6th July, he was asking questions. Who is Brown Mokgotsi? How come Brown Mokgotsi have police documents and information in his hands? We now know that Brown Mokgotsi is a registered agent. Now the question remains, how is it possible that the head of crime intelligence was not aware that Brown Mokgotsi is a registered crime intelligence agent?
Yes. Of which then suspect it takes us before we get there. Now, what then it does, Brown sends all this information. Now, what then people needs to now start to look around is that Brown has now become the person of interest because Namkwanas is worried like, why this person ain't popular with information? That's one.
Mm, mm,
Number two, suspect. Now, he goes back and say, but it doesn't stop there. He says, General Kumalo was pushing a negative narrative about you. And he says, tell me, what did he say?
mm, mm,
You understand?
mm,
Now, let's now look whether this information is from Mkwana's point of view. Mkwana's accept that there was a raid, there was an operation that took place in the Department of Correctional Services. He also makes mention that he was aware of that. He also makes mention that he also told the people that whatever you are doing, guys, it's outside the framework of the law. How can you want
mm,
to penalize the person?
mm, 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 mm,
You see? So
mm.
now, 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 now we need to actually go and say to real mastermind, we're not condoning. You see, this is the most important part
Let me
about
just respond
analyzing.
here. I'm missing something. I watched the Madlanga Commission. They did not confirm that Brown is registered. Now they did. They even said that the evidence leader visited Brown's handler in hospital. It's confirmed Brown Mokgotsi is a registered crime intelligence agent. Someone asked me, where is his qualification, Jabula and Patricia? To
Okay, yeah,
become a crime intelligence agent, you don't even need a matric certificate. Remember, an agent is like an informer. You collect and you gather evidence for crime intelligence. That is your job. That's
yes,
what they are doing. So you don't need qualifications to be a crime intelligence agent.
but suspect, let us first submit so that we can deal with the question because some of these things we
Okay.
will address them or on these things. You'll note these questions and then we're going to respond to them if we have not addressed it. Now, suspect and real mastermind, remember that we're not saying Brown is an angel. Believe you me, we are far away from that.
Mm,
We are not saying that Brown, whatever he said, was truthful. You understand?
mm,
No, we're
mm,
not saying that. All that we're saying that it's very dangerous if now you can say, if Brown is cornered to say he doesn't understand taking oath because the oath is taking is not binding. So by
mm,
default, it will mean that because if you go and testify on the commission, you need to do it under oath or you need to take affirmation. So
mm,
if
mm,
if he's distancing himself from oath and affirmation, it means that the commission should reserve a right to ignore Brown's evidence.
mm,
Now,
mm,
suspect if then Brown's evidence is being ignored, it's not a train smash, but it's worrying because now some of the reasons why the commission existed, it was because of this clip, the interaction that Mkwanazi said, how can be a civilian no, have all the real time information of the police, where else this person is not in there. That's one.
Exactly. Mm.
Yes. Now, now, number two is that now, if then now in the commission, before you go to the commission's expert, you always say these things. You write a statement, you write this thing. So
Mm.
now,
Mm.
what the investigation, the lead investigator, or they did not say, but Brown, there's few things that don't add up. Are you sure you want to put these things in your statement? Is this a
Mhm.
statement? Are you doing it under oath? Brown had an entourage of lawyers that were surrounding him. So
Mm.
all
Mm.
of those things, nobody is questioning where did Brown get these lawyers
The
that were
money,
there.
the money to
Yes,
pay those lawyers. Mm.
yes. Now, you see that is what we're coming through as real mastermind saying, It feels as if Brown in the Madlanga Commission went in there. You see, this distraction that he was telling us about, it's the same
Mm.
distraction that he was there to cause, so that he's going to nullify everything. Hence, we said in the recording, suspected, if Brown is allowed to get away with what has happened in the commission,
Mm.
Brown is actually going to gaslight your Mkwanazi, your General Kumal, and all
Mm.
your witnesses that have also testified in the Madlang Commission. This is why, suspect, we say that in Real Mastermind. We're saying these things because 30th of September, Jerem Mkwanazi gets these WhatsApps. And we know during that time, Jerem Mkwanazi is also struggling with a lot of things, public media and everything like that.
Mm. Mm.
Now,
Mm.
later on, when Jerem Kwanezi is briefed by the 10 members that were seconded to work in Gauteng to assist on the Aman Swat matter.
Mm.
Now, the Aman Swat matter is a matter that now links the firearms. It links it to a case of Tobejan, the former girlfriend of Matlan.
Mm.
And then
Mm.
the guns are also linked to Matlala VIP Security Company.
Mhm.
Now, once in December, later in December, Kate is arrested. They seize his phone. You understand? When
Mm.
they seize his phone, that's when now they see now the conversation, the screenshot of conversation between Kate and Brown. Then
Mhm.
it's like it's a deja vu moment. It says, but wait a minute. Isn't this person is the one that was talking to me, but he's also talking to Kate? Remember, we didn't know that General Mkonas and his team are investigating the Aman Swat matter.
No
And it
one
was,
knew.
yes, because it was a police investigation. So
Mm.
when then you come back around, when you come back around, it's like saying, but wait a minute, this is the Brown. But how can this Brown Muhotzi guy now be talking to our prime suspect
Yes.
in this cartel thing, which is Kate
Mm.
Matlala?
Mm.
Now, then, then he says, this Brown also mentioned about traveling with minis. Then what did Jaram Kwanasi do? He tells us, he picks up the call, he says, I phoned the chief of staff because I know him.
Mm.
Gabinda said,
Mm.
Gabinda, do you know the gentleman? I gave him the number and it's Brown Mahot. Gets the response from Gabinda says, no, no. Eh, this guy is here, is always with the minister. You see now, that is when now that says, wait a minute. Could it be now this a matter where this is defeating the ends of justice? How come this guy now is now contacting me?
Mm.
But then now this guy is like, he could pick up that this guy wants to be a double agent. He wants to
Mhm.
see if he can get information from Kwanas and send it to these people so that
Mm.
he can show that he's speaking to this. Because later after that, what did Brown says? Brown says no. He also then followed Kat, and then Kat went to Durban to meet up with Mkwanas. We know that could be a lie because there is
Mm.
no way they
Mm.
would have left it because he was being investigated for very serious crimes.
Mm.
You
Mm.
understand?
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
So now, when you think about that, and you listen that Brown telling us nonsense about the clandestine operation,
Yes.
about a distraction that is created. No, he's the distraction. He went to the Madlanga Commission to distract everything.
To distract everything, because the funny thing about Brown's evidence, he doesn't mention the political interference. Why is that?
Yes, yes, it's pet. Because when he goes on and start to explain this distraction part of it, then like you're saying, he doesn't have evidence. We accept that it didn't have anything tangible, but his topic at the Madlanga Commission, it's got nothing to do with the cartel and everything, because
Yes,
that is sensitive
nothing.
police investigation.
Mhm,
But he needed to come to testify about why he sends him Kwanazi WhatsApps,
mhm,
why he's busy talking with Kat Matlala, because you
mhm.
hear even with the conversation between him and Kat, it doesn't even involve what the police were investigating, the issues of drugs. It only involves the tenders and everything like that, and the January 8th. You see, and the
Mm.
minister's campaign. So now do you see that this distraction is now, the Matlanga
That,
Commission is now reduced as per to a minister's campaign
yes,
and the tender
yes,
and Brown's lies. That's
yes,
where our problem is, suspect.
yes. Because Brown's entire evidence have changed.
Yes,
Brown's entire evidence have changed. Brown is not addressing the topics that he have been addressing in the media to say, when I go there, I'm going to expose Fikile Mbalula, I'm going to expose this and this, I'm going to nothing, nothing.
yes. I mean, that's why for me, I'm saying that the the evidence that Brown gave in the Madlanga Commission is a distraction, is gaslighting us.
Mm,
He was not there for those things that he was talking about. I feel that the evidence leader and the investigator suspect should have said, no,
mm.
we can't allow you to come and be a disgrace in this commission.
Yeah, because he was a disgrace. He lied to the nation, and Brown needs to be investigated. Brown
Yes,
needs to be investigated because he lied, he distracted, he distorted the information.
is suspect. It's still a mystery to me why the commission investigators did not investigate the issue of the ID. That's one. Why the commission investigator did not say to him, but no, Brown, if you're saying you were born in 1979, and at this time you're saying you've been doing this thing, so you may have went to Umkhonto weSizwe while you're 10 years. This thing doesn't
Mm,
make sense, Brown. Do
mm,
you
mm.
understand?
And
Before the matter,
even the two different birth dates, where is the evidence? Where there should have been evidence placed on the table to say, okay, on this point and date, you and your mother went to Department of Home Affairs, keep files of everything.
yes,
So there should be evidence of exactly when Brown was born.
yes.
Mm,
So now you see that that's when the problem comes, because now Brown is went there, and I feel that the evidence leader allowed him to taint the commission. Although
mm,
that citing suspect was not okay, but it was said where the commissioner, that's the justice, the judge of the Constitutional Court, when he gets to ask the person that now, but is this, answer me on this one? Is the
mhm,
oath that you took binding? Because I
yes,
think in hindsight for them, they felt that, what, we've wasted 2 days here. How
mm.
much is the 2 days on the commission on this Mampara? But the
My
Mampara,
question, my
yes,
question still remains. Who paid for those lawyers that were sitting there with Brown for 2 full days? That's my question. Who paid for those lawyers? Because looking at them, it doesn't look as if they come cheap. Who paid for those lawyers?
Yeah. You see, it's the same question, it's a spec that always Mkwanas will voice out at some point. Sometimes I agree with him in this on that point. Sometimes I don't agree with him. He's saying these criminals will say they don't have money,
Mm.
but when it's time for cases, we see them coming through with
With
expensive lawyers.
expensive lawyers. It's true. When it's
Yes,
time for who are funding them, there should also be a topic of investigation. Who exactly is are funding Brown Bohotse?
yes. Now,
Because if you don't have money, you cannot afford those kind of. It looked like two senior counsels. They were sitting there in the commission for 2 days.
and then also, what was also strange is that relationship with clients and lawyers remain professional. But Brown,
Mm.
one of the lawyers there, hugged Brown and like was tapping him in his shoulders, like saying good luck. I found that was very strange. You understand?
There's
I
a
found
lot
that,
happening.
yes,
There's a lot happening behind the scenes in jobs. What we are being showed is just like a distraction. There's a lot happening behind the scene, and I would have preferred that a commission should investigate. Oh, Brown Mukhotsi, who is Brown Mukhotsi? Where
yes,
was Brown? Have we ever been told where Brown Mukhotsi was born?
yes.
Where did he go to school? You understand? Those kind of, we need to know who is Brown Mukhotsi. Is his name only Brown? Doesn't he have a first or second name?
It's
Tswana name or
Opa.
whatever? You
No,
understand?
no, he's known as Mr. Opa Brown Mahot. And his associates, I mean, they have African surname like Head Hot or something like that.
Uh,
And they actually the interesting name also of, I'm not sure it says that's a fiance or somebody like that, but
the
they've got
fiance,
names.
yes.
Yes, they've got names of people who are actually similar. A Memory, Jacopa. When you look around, there is a similar name to that, or the person was born in 1939. Then you're starting to see but that now. Hey, man, there's something wrong here. That is why we decided to spread and say that,
Mhm.
from the view of real mastermind, we say
Mm,
no. Let us look through at this gentleman. Let us
mm.
see. Yes. Um. Who does who speaks about the king in public? You
About
understand?
the king like that in
In
public,
pub-
and he's telling everyone that the king is a CIA agent. Who does that?
Who does that? So
Mm,
there was a punch suspect when something is designed. You go like and say, you punch, you throw something that people are going to start saying, this guy is crazy. I think you remember when we spoke, when he started, and you said, no, you're busy with the Edo comment. I said, this guy looks like his cruise is not, it's not tight enough. Remember when I was
mm,
telling you,
mm,
I said,
mm.
I'm disappointed with this brown guy. It looked like, so now, when you hear these things, now you're like saying, wait a minute, this brown guy, you don't talk about the king like that. That's one.
Yeah. Mm.
Number two, I mean, he even said, what's it? General Masimole also got a 25 million rand bribe.
Yes, that's what he
Yes,
said.
yes. And then now, and then also talks about Pericele also demanding 8 million rands and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for him to go on and say the minds in Israel. You see now, you see these things. So what then? That's when for me, when he started saying all this nonsense, he ought to have been stopped by the
Immediately.
investigators
Mm.
immediately and said, no, no, no. But I mean, you can't be saying that. You understand? So that is why for me, I'm saying that Brown was not supposed to be allowed by the evidence leader, the commission investigators, to be a disgrace in a commission because
Mm.
he changed his topic. I agree with you people that he changed his topic. So, but for us as Real Mastermind in News for Sure, suspect, we are analyzing information. I know that some of you guys who follow us, you feel like you're disappointed with us and everything, but we need to understand Brown's information because if, for example, let's just take the things as pet as when we try to answer the questions, we are going to be engaging you guys directly now.
But
Let
the most important thing that I'm still concerned about, and Jabs, seems like Brown have infiltrated our intelligence services, and the head of intelligence was not even aware of it. Now I'm asking myself, how many more brown mukhotsis have infiltrated our intelligence services without the knowledge of the head of crime intelligence? How many are running, maybe selling the intelligence of the country to criminals without the knowledge of the head of intelligence? This is what Brown actually did, was exposing the weaknesses of crime intelligence.
yes. So suspect what will have stopped the commission to actually say, um, General Kumalo, we have affidavit here. Brown
Mm,
says he's a registered agent. Can you please verify?
mm,
Or the
exactly.
evidence leader says that, I mean, they went to visit Brown's handler in hospital. I mean, that
Mm.
alone, guys. So, guys, you're telling me that Madanga Commission is so insensitive that will go to hospital to harass people who are supposed to be getting better and
Mm.
question them about work-related things while they're on sick leave. Suspect, what
This,
about that
this
part?
information should have been obtained through official channels, as you say, through General Kumalo. General Kumalo, here is Brown Mokotsi. He is alleging that he's a registered agent. Can you please confirm this information officially to the commission? The handler in that information, the information of the handler, because Brown Mukhosi said he had a handler and he had a co-handler. So that information would have been available if the information that Brown Mukhosi gave the commission relating to him being registered and relating to information about his handler and his co-handler, all that information should have been readily available if the commission have requested it through the proper official channels.
Yes, exactly. So now, people, that is why we are saying that the investigating team of the Madlanga Commission, they should have settled this guy and say, you know what? Now tell us all this information. If then the person cannot tell him, he should have then General Kumalo should have assigned a person who was then Brown is going to speak to him, and then they unpack all the nonsense that he was saying, so that that thing
Mm,
can be explained correctly. Because now, I mean, remember the altercation. No, we don't even have the CR number. South African agents actually they have the CR numbers basically, but anyway, we're not there. But
mm,
what we are saying here, we're saying I agree with the comment there that says we are saying it will be stupid, it will be wrong if we discard Brown and if we think that Brown is useless because that's what they want us to think now.
mm.
But the fact that
Because there
when
are information that Brown testified about the Limpopo heist informer that was killed. That information,
yes,
there is
and
public
then
information that was already confirmed about that. So that information is factual. That is confirmed information.
but then now suspect also we will know that whether Brown was also part on that WhatsApp where Peggy Cele was
That's the,
talking about. Maybe he
that's
was
the issue.
collecting
So
information there. Re-
about
real
certain,
mastermind,
because
yes,
if
we
we are
laughed
going to
about
the,
that. Yes.
yes,
Uh,
if we are going to discard information in jobs, uh how many more witnesses where is going to go to the commission are going to be discarded like this? Because some people, I'm a whistleblower, I'm not an investigator. I get information, I verify the information. You are one of the people who are also assisting me with verifying information. After verifying the information and the evidence, I hand over the information to the relevant authorities. I wait for them also to verify the information. They are the investigators.
remember,
After
sister.
after
Yes.
verifying the information, after they confirm the information, is only then we come out publicly and we now expose this information on social media. There's how we work. So, Brown, as we said that most of the people who are going to the ad hoc committee and the Madlanga Commission are not investigators, but they have the information. Most of them even have the witnesses who can confirm the information. So, as they say, these two committees, the committee and the commission, are here to get information, probing the information, investigated information, and after that, it's only then they can be able to submit a comprehensive report where whatever evidence they have gathered along the way will confirm, and then some of the information will be discarded. That's what I thought this is about. I'm not so sure anymore because people, most of the people who are going to go there are not investigation officers, but they have information and they need this information to be investigated. Jabs, are you still there? Yes, I've always said that if you have information, that's how I work. Let me speak for myself. I prefer when someone gives me information, that person must also give me evidence. There's how, if you come to me and tell me that you have information and you want me to expose information, or you want me to report this information, what I'm going to ask from you is that you also give me evidence. That's how I prefer to work, because I don't want to open myself up, because remember, I'm going to expose this information with my own name. I don't want to open myself up to civil cases, to defamation suits. Hence, always the people who knows me knows then when I'm getting a lot of information, but not all that information that comes to me have evidence. So some of the information that doesn't have evidence, that I already maybe have an idea about, I refer those people to the relevant authorities to say, you know what, I'm going to uh, bring you in contact with this and this and this. You give this person an affidavit so that this information can be investigated.
True.
That's what
That
I prefer to do. I don't take information. I don't expose information if there's no evidence. That's how I prefer.
and
Everyone, like Brown Mokotsi, doesn't work like me. Brown Mokotsi went to the commission without evidence. I also prefer usually when people give, if they are not afraid, because most of the people who are bringing information to me are afraid to come out for obvious reasons. But those who are not afraid to come out, I then prefer them to also give me an affidavit, to also give me a case number, to also give me a whatever exhibits they have. That's only then that I will go public with this information. That's how I prefer work. And as I said, most of the time, because Njabs is also doing a forensic investigator, I will ask Njabs then to say, "Yeah, what, you know what, I have the evidence and everything, but I'm not 100% sure. Can you do further investigations into that?" There's
Yeah.
also
That-
there's also police officers, investigation officers that I then approach to do a formal investigation. I give them the information, I give them the evidence, and then I ask them to open a docket and do a formal investigation. That's how I work with the information and evidence I get.
No, that's true, suspect. I think that's why we decided to let's just do this live so that we can help the people to actually understand the context where we're coming from and why we're doing what we're doing, why we were saying all the things that we're saying, because it's very important. Because people need to understand and saying, okay, now we're in KZN and we're
Mm,
in Richards Bay. Suspect, let's think about now. We now know that there is now with a big case that Mkwanas and them are investigating. Because
mm,
Bettina, we can't we're not scared. We joined the dots correct. Now,
mm.
who's this guy from Richards Bay? They call him Masterman Ashwin or something like that. Is it what's Stuart? Yes.
What?
Stuart. Yes. Now do you see such a pattern here? Let's just
Mm,
say Brown is with Sibia. Now we know Sibia is close with Stuart. Now,
mm,
Stuart may be familiar with everything that is happening in Richards Bay, construction as well as mines and everything like that.
mm, mm,
What did
mm,
Brown say? Brown also spoke about the Tumkosi, about the king and everything like that, about the mines also in Richards Bay and everything. You see now, then we start like saying, but wait a minute. If Brown talks about this, does it mean that Brown had an audience at one place with Sibia and Stewart around one table? They must come to the commission and dispel that. Do you understand?
mm, mm,
So that it
mm,
gets to be left on its own. But then also
mm,
at the same time, we now know that at least the KZN police, rightly or wrongly so, they may have incorrectly profiled Stewart, or Stewart may have been able to have powers to actually have access to certain privileges within the SAPS system. We don't know. That case is still being investigated. But
mm,
it shows that, at least for now, that the information that was mentioned by the KZN police is different than the information that Stewart has actually shown with documents and everything. Whether whoever did that was authorized to do that or not, but the fact
mm,
is, there is a link with Richards Bay now. Do you understand?
mm, mm,
And that
mm,
involves Sibia, that also involves Mkwanas in the center. So for us to ignore that how Brown could have actually got the Richards Bay thing. Let me just also tell people,
mm.
up until we know if was there a WhatsApp, Brown didn't say, I don't remember Brown saying that minister responded to any of the WhatsApps from Brown. But then we're
Yeah,
gonna hear when minister goes to the commission whether his phone does have a reply WhatsApp to Brown.
yeah,
Because
because
now,
remember these gadgets have been taken for download, so the truth will come from the gadgets. The
yes,
truth will
because
come from the downloads of the gadgets.
it is when we're
Mm,
joining the dots as patch, because Mkwanazi, in his evidence, he also says that when the minister was traveling in KZN, he went to this particular police station and he asked the juniors about a specific case. That was Mkwanazi's evidence. So that's why Mkwanazi actually took that information that Brown, the screenshot that Brown sent, and says, you know what?
mm,
Where Brown
mm.
could have received these things. But the Matanga Commission
Where
didn't ask
would
Brown
Brown
where
have
did
that?
he get
That's
that
actually a
information.
burning question. And people, some people are refusing to confront this question. Where did Brown receive such information when no one else had that information. But Brown Mukhosi managed to share that information with Mkonazi.
Yes, you see, I mean, even the presentation, because it even says this is a secret presentation. So
Yes,
now, where did he get this information from? Did he get
if
it from
need
Gabin?
be,
Did he get
if
it
the
from
commission
Shebele?
really wants to get to the truth, if need be, all the phones of the relevant people they were mentioned should be taken for downloads so that we can get behind the person or persons who shared information with Brown Mokgotsi.
Hmm. Let's laugh this pet. We see Prince is now find the light. He's now somehow understanding us. You see, that's why we always
I
access
also
nearby.
just want to be clarity about me being a witness for the ad hoc and the Matlanga Commission, because it seems like people are not understanding why am I going there. Okay, my name have been mentioned in the in even Brown. Did you hear Brown mentioned my name twice in the Madanga Commission?
What
So
did you
now,
say?
I can't even remember because I didn't remember. I didn't watch. I watched the ad hoc committee, but people say that Brown was mentioning my name. So information that I'm going to give there is information they were already investigated, confirmed, and most of the investigations have already been completed. Remember, the evidence leader of the ad hoc committee was saying that he was told by the inspector general that 75 to 80% of the information that I post on social media is not accurate. That's what he was saying. Now, I also going to request the evidence leader once I'm going to consult to say, I need a report from the inspector, the person at the office of the inspector general who gave you that information. I need a report to specifically outline the information that I posted on social media that are not accurate, so that we can determine that 75 to 80%. Because I met with Advocate Jay Govender in August 2024, after I was acquitted of all charges in court. And when I exposed the fact that they are, remember, it was just after that Mpumalanga illegal military training camp was discovered. And then I went and I said, but this is not new information. This information we shared with the Secret Service Agency in 2021 already. We gave them information. I even gave them my phone voluntarily to download the information from my phone. Besides that, we also gave them 2 memory cards with information. We met with 3 agents. The first meeting was with Zizi Koda, where George met with Zizi Koda at a one-stop engine garage in Bloemfontein. It was April 2021. Zizi Kodwa informed us that he's going to report back to the president, and then they will assemble a team of agents to come to us to gather information. George even went with those agents to point out some of the illegal military camps. So they were aware of the illegal military camps, but that was around Free State. They were aware of the illegal military camps already in 2021. That was the information that I gave to the office, official information that I gave to the office of the Inspector General of Intelligence, who gave everything that we have. Besides us, there were also other witnesses with us there. There were 4 of us there in that meeting who also gave information. She have retired. Jay Govender, I believe they must call her back, because she was the one from the Office of the Inspector General that I met with. But she was not the first one. The first person of the Office of the Inspector General that I met with who investigated the illegal seizure of my phone was Norma Buthelezi. Norma Buthelezi investigated the illegal seizure of my phone without a search and seizure warrant. My phone was sent to cybercrime to be downloaded. Still today, the information that was downloaded on my phone was never made public because the report of Norma Buthelezi was never signed by the previous Inspector General of Intelligence, Dr. Dintwe. Norma Buthelezi called me on her way from Free State, on her way after I gave her all the information, after she did her own investigations in Free State. I not just met with her. I met with her. I met with foreign intelligence, and I met with military intelligence on the same day. I gave them information. Norma Buthelezi came alone again. On her way back, after meeting with Brigadier Van der Merwe, who sees my phone, she called me and she said, Patricia, you are going to be shocked at what I'm going to tell you now. Brigadier Van der Merwe told me that SSA issued the instructions, Secret Service Agency, issued the instruction for your phone to be seized. I didn't have issues with that. The phone was still in the possession of whoever, because Van der Merwe is the one. Shortly after that, Norma Buthelezi was suspended. I couldn't get hold of her. So when that was in 2021, when I met with Norma Buthelezi in foreign intelligence and military intelligence. When not military intelligence, crime intelligence, foreign intelligence, I still have their names in my diary. When Advocate J. Govender came in 2024, I've asked her, where is the report of Norma Buthelezi? Because Norma Buthelezi was, I know Norma Buthelezi was suspended because she told me that SSA instructed my phone to be seized. And she was very dismissive about this. She said, no, Norma Buthelezi was not suspended for that. She was suspended for something else. So I asked her, so was she suspended with a report, with an investigation report? Where is the investigation report? She couldn't give me an answer on that. So going to the Madlanga Commission and the ad hoc committee, I'm going to demand the investigation report of Norma Buthelezi. Because that investigation report, Norma Buthelezi would have surely mentioned in that report that my phone was seized on instructions of SSA as she got the information from Brigadier Van der Merwe, who seized the phone. So going to the ad hoc committee and the Madlanga Commission is on information in cases that were already investigated and confirmed, and to clarify certain issues where my name was mentioned. So now, Advocate Norman Arendse, my request to him was going to be, I need a report of Norma Buthelezi and I need a report of Advocate J. Govender so that we can make our comparison as to which 75 to 80% are you referring to, because all the information that I submitted to the Inspector General of was confirmed. An investigation was done in some instances, those cases are finalized. I was acquitted. My phone was downloaded because they wanted to link me with they alleged that I was working with foreign intelligence. That was allegation. There was another investigation by Pindile Ngube. The brigadier was arrested alongside Kumalo. You see that Brigadier Pindile Ngube. She was a colonel at the time when I met with her. She was still working at counterintelligence when she was also appointed to do the investigation. And what she told me, she said, Patricia, there is the allegation that you are being used by foreign intelligence to destabilize the country. She asked me, she said, Patricia, can you please, because we have this for two police WhatsApp groups, can you please put me in the WhatsApp group? I need to monitor what is happening in your WhatsApp groups. And then we know for a fact that Lushaba was in the WhatsApp group. I honestly didn't know Becky Cele was in the WhatsApp group because I only have the one number of Becky Cele that doesn't have WhatsApp. I know for a fact that there were a lot of crime intelligence. Still now, there are a lot of crime intelligence spies in our WhatsApp group. Because why did they want to monitor? They want to monitor our activities. What are we talking about? Who is in the groups? Who is sharing what with us? So, someone in the Becky Cele said that Ian Cameron was also part of our WhatsApp groups. That's a lie. That's a lie. Ian Cameron was never part of our WhatsApp groups. So Pindile Ngube, when I met with her, she was also appointed by Masimula to do the investigation into the allegation that I'm being used by foreign intelligence. Pindile Ngube completed the investigation and she told me, she said, Patricia, being forced by my commander, Brigadier Moyana, to change my report because Moyana is not satisfied with the report I gave him to say you are a whistleblower. The only thing that you are discussing in your groups is corruption. There is no indication that you are working with foreign intelligence and you are planning to destabilize the country. She said that Moyana was not happy. He wanted her to change her report. And she told him, she said, if you want me to change my report, please put it in writing. I'm going to give you the report as is. You will decide whether you are going to sign off the report and hand it over to the National Commissioner. You know what Moyana did? Moyana appointed Out, Eugene Out now, to do a counter investigation to the investigation of Pindile Ngube. I have WhatsApp messages between me and Pindile Ngube, where she also shares a lot of information with me as to what is happening, the battles in crime intelligence. There's the information. I still have those words. And I'm also going to request Pindile Ngube to be called to come. That Moyana refused to sign off. That report must be requested by the Madlanga Commission and the ad hoc committee
And
to
also
show how
your
far.
reinstatement, Suspect, and also your reinstatement as well. You
Now,
want your job back.
people who don't know me in Jabs doesn't know that how far I came with exposing corruption in the SBs, and that people like Noma Buthelezi and Pindile Ngube, who's now a brigadier, have confirmed that all doing is exposing corruption. So I'm going to request that they are being called. I don't know where's Norma Buthelezi currently because she's not with the office of the Inspector General anymore. But I'm going to request that she be called, come and present her report. Pindile Ngube must be called to come and present her report to those bodies.
Wow. At least now people have like the context aspect in terms of what is it that we are on about. But um eh, the battles of crime intelligence, and then people must always remember that um the cases that the crime intelligence management are facing are different cases. People, they need to sit around with the charge sheet for them to understand. Maybe suspect
Mm.
if you can explain just one part, this issue of the issue of Lishaban. Yeah. The reason why is linkages with Begitele and the case that is involved the laptop. Are you able to unpack that for us? And let's say that how's that now? Because yeah, just maybe help us to
And Jack,
understand the case.
can I ask you to do that for us? Can I
Yes.
ask you to do that? I don't want to me myself give so much information. Remember, I'm
Okay.
still
All right.
a
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So, but in a nutshell, guys, is that there's a financial officer was responsible for Secret Service account, basically. Um, this General Lishaban. Apparently, there was a case where he had the Night Angel on, and then he lost his firearm, work pistol, as well as
no,
the
Lushaba, General Lushaba.
General Lushab. Oh, Lushab. All right.
Kilani Lushaba, not Lishaba. Remember, Lishabani
Lishaban
is
is some.
another.
It's another one. Oh, I apologize. I apologize.
Lishabani is the one in the sense of me work.
Oh, okay.
Lushaba.
Lushaba. Yes, Lushaba. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I apologize. So apparently, he invited the Night Angel to come over at his place. The Night Angel left with a firearm and the laptop. Yes,
Uh,
yes, he wanted the happy ending with the Night Angel. So, yes, but you see now, that's a separate case.
there's
That's a
a
separate.
separate case. This case, let me tell you, the warrant officer Pope, warrant officer Pope will also go and testify because he was the one who picked up the lie.
Mm,
Because Lushaba went to the police station,
mm,
Valeria police station, and opened a case of house robbery, knowing very well that he invited a night angel to his house. I don't know, maybe they didn't pay the agreed price. And the night angel decided to take the laptop and the cell phone. Now remember, this is properties of crime intelligence. Laptop have the information of crime intelligence.
yes.
Lushaba is the CFO. All the sensitive information of crime intelligence is on that laptop. So now, in the course of his investigation, Warrant Officer Pope, that it didn't make sense to him. And then he decided to dig deep. And digging deeper, that's when he came across the lady of the night, who told him that no, I was a visitor in that house. And then I decided to take these things. And Lushaba should have just been honest when he went to the police station and say, you know what, this is what transpired. I invited this lady over to my house and then she stole. Not report a house robbery because there's a difference. That is also manipulation. That is defeating the ends of justice. Now, after they found out that Warrant Officer Pope opened a case against Lushaba, they charged him departmentally. Masimula issued instruction that Warrant Officer Pope must be charged departmentally. Do you know Warrant Officer Pope have been dismissed? Because of exposing. Then
What?
go, yes, then go, now does become now a crime intelligence investigation by Eugene put out and now being appointed to investigate this matter. Eugene put out now, take this docket and make it a crime. This is not a crime intelligence docket. You make it a crime intelligence docket. He changed all the statements. He changed the whole scenario. That's why Eugene put out was arrested with Lushaba.
Now, now, suspect now, this information, I remember a bit on that WhatsApp when all these things were coming in and out, and basically.
Mm.
Now, Now, that issue now, suspects, got nothing to do with with you and Fadil.
No, nothing. This was this was Warrant Officer Pope doing his job and he got dismissed for doing his as an investigation officer in Jobs.
Yes. All right. Now, now, 1 second, suspense.
I think in Jobs we must I don't know which witness is coming to the Senzo Miwa case, witness XX. I think after that we must have a live to discuss the Senzo Miwa case relating to the evidence of Baba Zungu. Baba Zungu's evidence is clear, people. Baba Zungu didn't start. His evidence is very, very clear. I don't know how they are going to go around this evidence. A sober judge would have stopped this case because already we know that the ID numbers on the affidavit is not Baba Zungu's ID numbers. Already we know that Baba Zungu is disputing the entire content of that affidavit. Already we know that the signature is not a Baba Zungu's signature. How do we proceed while Baba Zungu while the entire case is based on that affidavit of Baba Zungu? So now a simple thing for a sober judge would have been bad. How do we proceed from here? That would have been a simple thing from a sober judge. So now there was also someone in my comments who said that the number on the standard bank statements, that the cell phone number, that number is not a number of Muzi. That number belongs to Kwabini.
Yes, it's a number that, yeah. So suspect, ne, when it
Mm.
comes to the sense of Mewa tribe, I think what people have missed is that they now went on and tried to focus on. They forgetting that Baba Zungu didn't make a statement. The statement
Yes.
was
They
fabricated.
are not forgetting, they are ignoring it in Jabs because Rata went as far. Rata is very, very angry because the truth coming. Rata went as far as telling Baba Zungu that Rata refused to accept Baba Zungu's evidence and in turn attack Baba Zungu that he is saying that Gininda is a liar. But how can you dispute Baba Zungu's evidence? He's not talking about Baba Zungu's evidence. He's not attacking Baba Zungu's evidence. All he say is, you said Gininda's a liar. But that is the truth because Gininda went with an affidavit in Baba Zungu's name to court and he lied about it. So what do we call that? Is Gininda not a liar because of that? So I think we must in jobs and are going to going to need to stop this. But I think we must make a separate live on the Senzo Miwa case. But all I know is Baba
Yeah.
Zungu's evidence should Judge Rata not accept Baba Zungu's evidence. This case is going to be torn apart by the Supreme Court of Appeal
No,
because of
that's
all the inconsistencies in this case.
it.
This
Don't
case is
worry,
going to be
suspect.
apart.
All the witnesses are going to embarrass the state. Don't worry. People have still not heard anything. So what we need to
Mm.
do now, we can actually close this thing now. We've been on for 45 minutes, suspect.
Now,
Let's
perhaps
close it.
you give me a bit of juicy information the other day. They relating to Judge Rata in the Busasa case.
Hey, we'll record that one. We'll
Yeah, it's
record
a
that
long
one.
It's just
We'll
a lot,
record
but yes, we will record it one masterminds.
what
We are going to stop it here. All we wanted to do is just to proceed on our conversation yesterday and just to clarify matters. And we are saying that all is not what it looks like. There's a lot happening behind the scenes, and we
Mm,
give ourselves the time to go deeper, not to just concentrate on the surface of what we are being told. We give ourselves the time. We have our sources. Remember, we are not alone. We have our sources. We dig, we investigate, and we come out with a clearer picture of what is actually happening behind the scenes. So, when Jabs, your last words to our viewers and to the ones who are who
yes,
made it. I don't know whether they are being they are benefiting from trying to discredit us, but they have made it a live mission. I don't know. I'm sure they sleep at night. They can't eat. They can't concentrate. They are constipated and whatever. If they hear our names, it's just havoc. But if you discredit someone, that's what I
yes,
always tell people. If you discredit someone, at least make the efforts to discredit someone with your own evidence, not just with words. You cannot discredit someone with words. You are turning
that's true.
yourself into a clown when you discredit someone with the words. Come and discredit someone with evidence. There's the only way you can challenge someone with your own evidence.
That's true, Suspect. So thank you so much, Suspect. And thank you guys for coming in. We just opted today because we had posted something. We realized that what we posted could have been a higher grade, would have been a bit technical. So we wanted to unpack that, have your reaction, and then respond to those questions, basically. So we are definitely going to find time. We will record a lot of interesting things. Yeah, lot of
But
interesting
just
things.
for fun, Jabs, can we please ask our viewers here to just guess, maybe some guess, just throwing some guess there. Who do you think is witness XX?
Yeah. Oh, for me, uh, I think witness X. I think it's another gentleman that will come. So most likely,
But, but,
we
but he
might.
said he's a lady. If I'm not mistaken, he said he's a lady. He said she, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. I think maybe it will have been a decoy. I think it probably will be a guy. It could either be the Makosonke or Kwabin, because those are the guys at the moment that are fighting for their lives. You see.
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
Mm-hmm.
so people must understand that the way that they rushing these witnesses is we want them to testify while they're still alive.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, yes.
It's
So
true.
that's that. Yeah, I posted on my channel news for sure, and also you check with Patricia on her platforms. I think she also has the video.
Guys, I'm also on TikTok, although I'm not so active on TikTok. I will go on TikTok after a week or when someone sent me a link to say, hey, did you see? There's someone calling himself the connecting the dots, and he's connecting the dots about you. So there's only one person that I know is Mr. Connecting the Dots, and that is Jabs. I don't know another connecting the dots. We are not connecting the dots with opinions. We are not connecting the dots with allegations. We are connecting the dots with factual facts and evidence. So whoever else is calling himself connecting the dots, there's just gaslighting everyone. So I do have a TikTok account, Patricia Mashale. I did post yesterday's video on the TikTok account also for those who wants to go and watch that video. And Njabs at Gaza Nation on his own TikTok account. And we usually also have lives discussing the Senzo Miwa case on TikTok with other TikTokers, where all the TikTokers comes together and then we do the. And you must just check out now and then on TikTok. As I say, I only most of the time go on TikTok on when I receive a link or on invitations where when there are these kind of lives. And News for Sure is also in Jab's YouTube account, where you will find me every day. If I don't know, in Jabs, there's something wrong with my Twitter account. I cannot post anything. I don't see it's there. I can see it, but I cannot post anything. I cannot see new post or when I'm tagged. I anyway, it's not a train smash. I am active on a daily basis on Facebook. My Facebook account is Patricia Morgan Mashali. It's there where you will find me every day. Every day, I'm there on Facebook. So yes, those are the accounts that I have, and most people didn't know that I have all these accounts. So yes, so we are going to stop it here. Almost moving into the Senzo Miwa case, and then if possible, we will also do a recap later after the case. Tomorrow is Ket Matlala in Jabs. Tomorrow is Ket Matlala at Hosi Mampuru for 3 days for the
Yes, no,
next.
that
Yes,
that will be very interesting.
it is going to be very interesting. So from tomorrow on, we must share ourselves. Some of us must watch the adult comedy, and some of us must watch the Senzo Miwa case, so that we can compare notes at the end of the day. Masterminds, thank you so much for coming on our live on a Monday morning. The attendance was great. We could have more likes, but the ones that we received, thank you very much. And we really want to appreciate you for all your support. We have overwhelming support, and it just overshadow the naysayers, the haters. We have more love than anyone else in this country, and we love you more. So thank you very much. Without your support, we are not able to share our information. We are not able to share what we know, and we really enjoy our discussions with you. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day further. And Jabs, I also want to thank you for the live and for coming out to do the clarification. And as we said, we are not here to discredit anyone. All we are here for is just to expose the truth as it is. Truth is not nice for some people. Some people are comfortable to live in a lie as than to face the truth. Truth is very comfortable, uncomfortable to some people, but nevertheless, regardless, we must face the truth whether we like it or not, because the truth is not going to change. It's not going anywhere. It's going to stay there. You can bury it. You can ignore it. You can turn your back on it, but it's going to remain there. And at some point in your life, you will have to face it. Thank you, Njab's last word for our viewers. Then I'm going to close.
All right. No, thank you so much. Thank you for the support, Suspect, and Real Mastermind. Yeah, let's continue to have these discussions. People at the position of power will definitely listen and see that our intention is noble and innocent. That we just want a better South Africa. We just want to trust the police. We just want the police officers that are going to prioritize us as South African citizens. I thank you.
Thank you very much, masterminds, and goodbye.